Coinbase's request for dismissal against the SEC, scheduled for tomorrow, January 17th, is considered a long shot by legal and financial insiders. So what is this hot topic between the SEC and Coinbase? Well, what it essentially is that the SEC has sued Coinbase for essentially registering altcoins which are deemed as securities by the SEC to be sold and staked on its platform. So the SEC is currently suing Coinbase, and tomorrow will come at a fixation that we will see whether or not the judges will dismiss Coinbase's appeal or not. So what does that mean for the charts of crypto? Hello everyone, my name is J1 General and welcome back to another cryptocurrency video. In this video we are going to look at the charts, we're going to look at the altcoin market, we're going to look at Bitcoin dominance, and we're going to look at some key levels of support and key levels of resistance. So if you like this type of content, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, as it always makes help the channel grow. And if you are a fan of cryptocurrency, which I assume you are, I have a cryptocurrency shop where you can shop cryptocurrency products, anywhere from jewelry, coins, banknotes, accessories, and all of that good stuff. I'll leave a link in the description down below so you can get 5% off your next purchase. So let's dive deep into this report, and this report is from Crypto News, and they are writing essentially that insiders are plotting and they're already agreeing that the SEC, or no, that the judges will reject the appeal from Coinbase with regards to the altcoins that they sell on their platform. So let's take a read. Yeah. Lisa, a lawyer from a former SEC enforcement branch chief, stated that the case is unlikely to be dismissed, as proving that the listed assets on Coinbase's platform are not securities would be a significant challenge for the crypto exchange. Coinbase is saying that the types of coins it lists on its platform are not securities, and that is going to be very hard for them to prove. Yeah. So what's going to happen is that a judge will then deem if the listings on Coinbase's platform, the altcoins on Coinbase's platform, if they're deemed as securities or not. So are altcoins going to be deemed as securities? We already know that Bitcoin and Ethereum, are not classed as securities, but altcoins like Cardano and Solana and all your other big altcoins, they are currently classed at, well, what the SEC is classing them as are securities. And this is a big thing. This is a big thing for Coinbase to continue to be able to provide that staking, to provide the selling of the assets on their platform, especially with regards to the American market. So in June 2023, the financial watchdog sued Coinbase, alleging in its filing that the crypto exchange has operated in the United States without registering as a broker, national securities exchange, and clearing agency since 2019. The SEC claims that many of the assets listed on the exchange are deemed securities. It's quite weird because Coinbase, yes, is one of the biggest exchanges along with Binance, but Coinbase is the platform that has registered 8 of the 11 Bitcoin spot ETFs. So it's not the first time that Coinbase is aligning itself with the cryptocurrency laws, etc. So it's kind of weird, but I do understand from an altcoin perspective. So the decision's going to go either one of two ways, If Coinbase's request is dismissed and the appeal is dismissed, that springs bad news for altcoins. However, on the other hand, if the request is approved and then we get this continuation of a battle with regards to altcoins being deemed as securities, then that could be great news for the altcoin market. So let's take a look at the charts, And we've got a few key levels that I want to discuss with regards to the altcoin market. So this is total 2. If you are not aware of what total 2 is, it is the crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin. So everything within the cryptocurrency asset class just minus Bitcoin's market cap. So right now we're currently at 810 billion. if we just take a look at the peak of last cycle, the peak of last cycle was 1.7 trillion. So just for some perspective, we're at 50% of the value from the last bull market. From the low of the bear market, which was in June, the low was around 427 billion. Right now we're currently at 810, so near enough just double the value from the bear market low. Now, I just want to take a look at some key levels of support and some key levels of resistance. I've drawn a Fibonacci line from the bear market high, from the bull market high to the bear market low, and you can see that altcoins struggled to break this 0236 Fibonacci throughout the whole bear market and accumulation phase. It is only through the last 3 or 4 months, however, that altcoins have broken this level and backtested it as support, which is very important and very key. So if the request is approved, and it is not dismissed, then we should most definitely expect altcoins like XRP, because we know XRP has had difficulties with the SEC as well recently. We should expect XRP, we should expect Solana, we should expect ADA Cardano. We should expect these altcoins to massively pump, and I believe that this pump would take them to this trend line right here, and this trend line is currently sitting at around 865 billion. So about a 5 to 8% increase if we actually just take our ruler right here and measure to this trend line. Yeah, it's around a 6% increase. Now, why have I drawn this trend line? And that's because if you take a look at the swing low of the beginning of the bear market, we've had 3 wicks right there. Right on this trend line is 3 big wicks right there. So we would look to see, because this was heavy support in the bear market, not for long, obviously, because as we bounced, we got a heavy rejection underneath it. But for some time, it was key support on 3 different lengths across this weekly time frame chart, and we bounced from it. So you could essentially say that this is that was strong support, which could now turn into strong resistance at this level right here. If the altcoin market gets an even bigger boost because of how bullish it is, we could expect to visit this fib level, the 382, which is currently sitting at 915.7 billion, which is another 13 to 14% increase from here. And that could happen, guys, and that could happen. Yeah, the things with narratives are stemmed from respecting and looking at the charts. So whatever you see on the charts, I can tell you the news, if that makes sense. Like, if we're at all-time highs, you know that the news is going to be bullish, etc. If we're at all-time lows, then you know that the news is going to be bearish. It's just human psychology. It's just how it works within markets, not just crypto. But if the request is dismissed, you can expect altcoins to first come back to this first line of support, which is currently at 731 billion. Yeah, I'd say that's the first line of support, because that is essentially where the total to market cap broke out from, and from this level it is actually a near enough just shy of a 10% correction. Yeah, so it could go either way depending on the ruling that occurs tomorrow. I just want to take a look at the Bitcoin dominance, however, because it's quite fascinating that the dominance has taken a hit last week. But where does this story go? Where does this story go in the next few weeks? So back to what I've just explained now. If altcoins are bullish, and it all goes well for Coinbase, then you could expect the dominance to essentially decrease. But if it's bad news for altcoins, then you can expect the Bitcoin dominance to increase. Now, I'm quite fairly bullish on the Bitcoin dominance, and let me show you why. There's a reason why this line is here. So if we take a look at interest rates, and you guys all know that interest rates are currently really high right now. We're going through a strict financial monetary policy. If we take a look at interest rates, Last cycle, the Bitcoin dominance topped out when the economy cut rates for the first time. That is when the Bitcoin dominance topped out. So by the time rate cuts come out, guys, you know, the first expected rate cut is to be in March. So if we take a line here and mark out March, you can expect the first rate cut in March. And if that is said to equal there and then drop in March, just like how it was in this area right here, you can suggest that the Bitcoin dominance will also continue to rally into the first rate cut. So medium term, I'm kind of bullish on the Bitcoin dominance, which makes me think and believe that this report is true, where the request for dismissal is considered a long shot by legal and financial insiders. We'll have to wait and see how it goes. But how does this relate to Bitcoin? Because we're going to take a look at Bitcoin right now. So assuming that this is bullish for the altcoins, you can expect Bitcoin to have a little leg up as well. Just because altcoins are pumping doesn't mean Bitcoin can go up a little bit itself. And I just want to take a look at the heat map, because this is a liquidation heat map that shows where the liquidations are currently in the market. And there is a hefty amount of liquidations at around that 43.5 to around that 44.3k level. So we could also expect Bitcoin to have a small pump up to there as well. So that's just where I am with the current market, guys. We'll have to wait and see what the decision is with regards to the Coinbase and SEC settlement. Who knows what can happen? Expect the unexpected. For me personally, I'm 50-50 because with regards to the monetary policy, the charts looking bullish, you just don't know what's going to happen, but depending on the outcome, you know what's going to follow from that, if you get what I mean. So that's it from me today, guys. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and as always, it's been your boy J1 General. Thank you and goodbye.